Okay, everyone, let us now proceed to our second example. So as you can see here, I've already converted our system of equations into the equivalent augmented matrix. So we have the same goal. We are going to convert this into the row echelon form of the augmented matrix, and then we are going to back substitute, right? So let's start. So what can we do here? So our goal is so that this should be 0, this should be 1, this should be 0, this should be 1, right? Okay, so if this is to be 0, so I'm going to multiply R1 by 2, and then I'm going to add it to R2. Okay, so let's try that. So 2 times R1 plus R2 is equal to R2, so I'm going to assign it to R2. Okay, so 2 times R1, negative 2, and then a negative 4, and then 2, and then negative 2. Okay, so what about R2? Let's write it down. 2, 3, 0, and 2. Okay, so if we add that, we get 0, negative 1, and then 2, and then 0. Okay, so if we substitute it to this one, we will get this, right? Okay, so let us examine this. So as you can see, our second equation, our second row, this is already 0, and this is negative 1. So what can we do? So one option is we can interchange R2 and R3, because as you can see, R3 already has 1 here. So we can do that. So let's do that. So negative 1, negative 2, 1, 0. So 1, negative 2, and then 0. This is negative 1, and then 0, negative 1, 2, 0. Okay, so our next objective is to convert this to 0, and this should be 1, right? So what can we do? I want to add R2 and R3. So let's try that. So R2 plus R3, and then we're going to assign it to R3. So what are we going to get? So if we add this, um, this will be 0, and this will also be 0. So we will get all zeros. Okay, so let's see the result. So actually, this is the result, right? This is the result right here. And then, are we already in row echelon form? Not yet, because as you can see, we have here a bizarre result right here in the third row. And also, our first row is not actually, the first term is not actually 1. So let's just do this quickly. So for the first row, if we multiply this by negative 1, we will get the following result. Okay, so this is now our final result. Now, what we can say about this is that this is an example of a system of equations with infinitely many solutions. Now, the indicator here is this one right here. So, this is 0 is equal to 0. Okay, so that is an indicator of an infinitely many solutions. Okay, so what can we do here? So, we know that it has infinitely many solutions. So can we find a solution for this? Well, of course. So what we're going to do is we're going to generate the general solution. Okay. So you will see it right here. So let's first convert this into the system of equations. So what is that? So x plus 2 minus z plus 2y, I'm sorry, is equal to 1. And then we have y minus 2z is equal to 0. And then we have 0 is equal to 0. Okay, that's 0, z is equal to 0. Okay, so we have here y is equal to 2z. So we are going to express y and z as we're going to express y and z in terms of x, and when we are going to write that as our general solution. Okay, so we have y here. So we can say that using equation 2, we will get y minus 2z is equal to 0. So we can say that y is equal to 2z, right? Y is equal to 2z. Now using this, we can substitute this into equation 1. So using equation 1, so let's substitute x plus 2 y, 2 times y, so ry is 2z, right? And then minus z is equal to 1. Okay, so we can express z in terms of x here. So let's do that. So x plus 4z minus z is equal to 1. So this should be x plus 3z is equal to 1. So 3z is equal to 1 minus x, and then z is equal to 1 minus x all over 3. Okay, so now we expressed z in terms of x. Now we can also, since we have z, so we can substitute it to this one right here, right? We can express y in terms of z also. So y is equal to 2 times z, which is 1 minus x all over 3. So our y is equal to 2 minus 2x all over 3. Okay, so this is our y. Okay, so our general solution, the general solution is x, and then 2 minus 2x all over 3, and then 1 minus x all over 3. Okay, so this is our solution. Okay, thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something in this example, and we'll proceed to the last example in the next video. So see you there.